And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Petty and Ill-Informed podcast, where we venture our petty and ill-informed opinions about a variety of topics. Joining me for the first time in months, Nikki.
Hi. It's only
And
been a month.
it's been years since you were on the show.
It's a lie.
And welcome, Tom.
Evening, everyone.
So what's going on? How was your week, Nikki?
Pretty shit, but you already knew that. My old decrepit feline fur baby passed away yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nikki. How old?
He was like 16.
Oh,
Like 16 or 18, forever old, very old.
yeah. We've got a cat that's very old. So yeah, I get what you mean. Oh, bless you.
Yeah, he had a low thyroid and I have a hard time getting my own meds refilled and I feel bad but they told me they couldn't really do anything. They're like, hyperthyroidism can be controlled, but sometimes it causes craziness. So he didn't blame me. He was just like, it's better just to let him go. Bless you.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just got a couple of. Oh, I don't know why a couple of sneezes. Oh. Mm. Oh, I'm so sorry. What was the cat's name?
Baby kitten.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he
We
was such a baby kitten.
we had some cats. We still have one, but one passed away a couple of years ago. We had Baz and Hawkeye. Hawkeye's very much still with us. Baz is there. He's down the garden, buried.
Yeah, I gotta call the little people and I'm gonna have him cremated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
so,
yeah, it sucked.
oh, it's weird. I've been talking with a friend of mine called Jamie actually about sort of life and mortality and things like that, and he's in his early 40s or mid 40s now, like me, both 45, and he's like, shit, what's time's going by, what the fuck, when you look on TV all the celebrities are so old, man, and our parents are all so old, man, and I'm like, yeah, that's time, that's what time does.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't be long before Hannah and I are the age
Dead.
our parents were when we met them.
Yeah.
We met each other's parents, and they were in their Hannah's parents were about 50, and it won't be very long at all before Hannah and I are 50.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
But it's just the cycle of time. It just, there's no stopping it. Oh well.
The circle of life. I just got finished watching a big long interview today about a guy whose entire existence is don't die, and he's spending all this money and he takes like 120 some pills a day and he only eats between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. and it's only like 2,500 calories, and like he breaks it up every hour that he eats is a meal, which isn't really a meal. Like it's eat a little bit and then work out for an hour, eat a little bit, work out for an hour until 11. He goes to bed at 8 o'clock every single night. And basically he wants to live forever. And he has an algorithm that has told him how his body reacts the best intracellularly. Because, he's a millionaire. He doesn't have anything else to do but try not to die.
Yeah.
I mean, we all try to avoid death, to be fair. I mean, not to that extent. How old is he, out of interest?
Like just in his 40s, like just turned 40 something. He's got his intracellular level back to like the age of 18, but I mean, like, are you living?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, Gabby.
Yeah.
Live forever like that. Is that
Yeah.
any way to live?
Yeah. Life is not longevity.
Nah, I did agree with some of the stuff that he was talking about. in it because he was talking about, if we can just befriend AI can probably teach us how to take care of ourselves better. His whole thing was, um, it's a control thing for him. Really, because he was in a depression for like 10 to 15 years and realized that he couldn't trust his brain, and when he got sad, he would binge eat and stuff. And he was like, I can't even trust my own body and my own brain to do what's good for me. Now that I can't trust that, what can I trust? AI, like an algorithm to keep him alive.
That sad bastard. You can't trust AI. We'll be bowing to our mighty robot overlords before they try and help us live forever.
I think that would be partially correct, but I also think that there can be optimism to AI in general. I'm
No.
optimistic towards AI. I don't think it's going to kill us all. I think that if we're smart enough, it could actually help us out quite a bit.
Nah, can't trust them. It's why I've never trusted Roombas. That sooner or later, that little robot is going to figure out we're the source of all the mess, and it's going to terminate us.
Well, I mean, at that point, it was our fault for not taking,
I mean, I
instruction.
I think it surprises me how nonchalantly we're sleepwalking into this world of AI.
The experts aren't nonchalant about it at all. They're screaming for some kind of
Regulation.
reform and regulation to it. But you've got an entire, especially in the U.S. branch of you've got the government that doesn't know how the internet works or how technology works. Like, all of our people are like 80 something years old. Listening to them talk to Mark Zuckerberg was hilarious. So does that Facebook, does it connect to your Wi-Fi? Is that what that does? So what if I don't connect it to my Wi-Fi? Can I get their Facebook on my phone if it's not connected to my Wi-Fi? It's like stupid. They don't know. They don't know what they're talking about.
Oh dear.
It's like, well, you can get it from data. Well, how do you get my data on their Facebook if I'm not on my Wi-Fi? How does that work? Yeah,
Technology has seemed to accelerate it quite rapidly since when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, we had vinyl records.
Right, cassette tapes
were a big deal, considered to be the next step up from vinyl. Now we don't even have anything physical to play our music. It just comes through on our phones.
Yeah, yep, that's right. We really do.
In Ireland all the time. Just me playing music on my phone constantly.
That was my memories of you in Ireland, yeah.
Yeah.
Few other memories as well.
Yeah, just a few.
Mostly you playing music and Ang banging on the wall and telling us to be quiet.
Oh, I've got something interesting. Well, vaguely, Nikki, I'm trying to get you some different fruit sliders, and I'm trying to choose really carefully. Yeah, because I know the first two I want to send. They're the Nordic berries and the kiwi. It's no, strawberry and lime. That's it. Those two from this company Alska, this Swedish company. They're really, really nice. I think they're hopefully as good as the Recorder Lig or the Kopparberg, whatever one was you had. Hopefully they're as good as those. Now, but I'm having a hard time finding two more that are going to be as good and as nice, because the other ones I've had have been okay, but without being delicious. And I only want to send you something if it's like really, really good. Now, I don't think I can really send glass, so I'm reluctant to send glass.
Yeah, don't do that. I don't trust those guys.
No, I mean, I think I did last time. I managed to pack a bottle up enough for it to just get to you in one piece, only for your brother-in-law to drink it.
Yeah.
And
He
so
liked it. He told me it was delicious. So
I can't remember what it was I sent. It might have been the Brothers Toffee Apple. I'm not sure. I think it was a Brothers one. It was a 330 milliliter bottle. And yeah, it would have been most likely the Brothers Toffee Apple, which is ridiculously sweet, but it's very nice. And I think I'll so I'm looking at what ones I can get in cans. The other Alska ones, they're not really working out. The elderflower one, elderflower raspberry and strawberry, was all right, but not amazing. I had a pink lemonade one that was all right and not amazing. I had a tropical one, which was almost good enough, but maybe just not quite. I had that tonight at a party, and that was. Do you have Lilt over there, Nikki, in the States?
no, I have no idea what that is.
Blimey, that's made by Coca-Cola. Is it made by Coca-Cola or I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
Fanta.
You said
But they
Lilt.
don't have Tango either.
Yeah, we
And
do.
Tango's
We have
definitely
Tango.
made by the Coca-Cola company.
We have
so
Tango.
You don't have Tango, don't lie.
We do too.
You're being a liar pig right now.
At the gas station, we have Tango.
We're all very much aware of how much of a liar pig Nikki is, okay?
Wow. Uh-huh.
Oh, this might be it. I've just cracked open one called Blueberry Lemonade. And this might just be it. This might well be one. I've just only had one sip. I'm going to need to try a bit more. But this is really good. Yeah, that might be as good as it gets. Thing is, I can get the Brothers ones in tins, but I have to buy like 12 of them or something. And I don't like them that much myself,
Right.
That's more than I would ever spend on booze in one go. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this Blueberry Lemonade, it's I'm intrigued. I'm gonna keep drinking this and see how it goes. Probably I've got a cold at the moment, and so my taste buds are a bit.
Just every time he takes a sip, he's like,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Quite.
yes, quite, yes.
How veritably delightful.
Yes, I can really taste the tang on one's lips.
Oh, the funniest. My dad went wine tasting in France with a mate of his called Simon. And according to my dad telling this story is far better than I could do, really. But he said Simon, we drive out down these country roads on the wrong side of the road and being in France, and rock up at these vineyards, and then these vineyards, and he tries one, and he said, he had he got the glass, and he swirled this red wine in this glass, said, nice bouquet, and then had a sip of it and said, very smooth on the palate. And then he bought like 6 bottles of them, went to the next vineyard, tasted the wine, and then said exactly the same thing again. Nice bouquet, very smooth on the palate. And my dad's like, what you pillock? Who are you trying to impress?
This game is called Phasmophobia SoFlo. It's a game where you hunt ghosts.
It's a game where Richard pisses himself whenever he plays it.
Not anymore. I'm totally used to it. It used to scare the shit out of me, but not anymore. But yeah, I had a friend called Sean who was Welsh that used to do that as well. Yes, this is a rather robust ale, isn't it? I can't do a Welsh accent, or indeed any accent. But imagine that, but Welsh.
Imagine that, but sexy and Welsh. I imagine that your friend looks exactly like Tom Ellis, just as every Welsh.
I'm sorry, did you just say the Welsh accent is sexy?
Yeah.
You're insane. The Welsh accent sounds like you're trying to quaff a pint of phlegm. All right. There's nothing good about the Welsh accent.
It's nice. I like it.
There's a very, it's not very well known, a comedy show over here called Josh, and it was probably about 10 years ago by now, maybe, or maybe 5, I'm not sure. It was Josh Widdicombe being absolutely hilarious. And it's sort of him, he sort of plays himself a bit like the Curb Your Enthusiasm in America, where Larry David plays like an exaggerated version of himself, and it's very much Britain's version of that. And Josh has a housemate called Alan who's from Wales, and he is the most hilarious character. And the setup that worked so well for the first 2 seasons is you have three sort of post-student, not really sure what they're doing with their lives, housemates called Alan, Josh, and Kate. Kate is played by Beatty Edmondson, who is Adrian Edmondson and Jennifer Saunders' daughter. And everything always goes wrong for Josh and Kate, but everything always works out for Alan. And it's just the most hilarious setup. They tinkered with the formula in the 3rd season, and it wasn't as good, but the first 2 seasons are absolutely brilliant. The episode where they go out for a curry, I can watch again and again and again and again. Oh, it's so funny. Have you ever seen Josh, Richard? Have you heard?
I watched a couple of episodes, yeah.
Remotely amused, even?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I can't believe you went to Josh for Welsh, though. Surely your first thought would be Gavin and Stacey.
Oh, yeah, possibly. Or Torchwood.
Torchwood.
I mean,
Gavin and Stacey was like half British, half Welsh. They were like
that was cool. We've got all of those on DVD. They're really fun and interesting to watch. Yeah, they're cool, Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah, well, it was, yeah. I mean, what's the fat guy's name again?
James Corden.
Yeah, the negative was he got a career off the back of it, which, you know.
Who was Smithy.
I have apologized several times on behalf of Britain for that, but the Americans are holding it against us.
You hold everything against you.
What, for giving James Corden to the world?
Yeah.
How dare you?
That was on us. We apologize. Like Canada has to apologize for Celine Dion and Bryan Adams. We have to apologize.
And Justin Bieber.
And Justin Bieber.
No, guys. Oh, God. I feel
they
awful.
gave us Ryan Reynolds, so...
There's a thrash metal band from Canada called Annihilator. When I was a kid, I used to listen to them, and my mates used to take the piss. They would go, "Arnold, these guys are absolutely shit. There's something." Annihilator just fails. They just do. There's something that is just incredibly crap about them, and I couldn't see what it was. But then, as I got into once I hit my 20s, I just saw it. The guy who runs the band is meant to be a really, really nice guy, and there's nothing wrong with his guitar playing, and but there is just something so cringeworthy about this band. I mean, they are like I don't know. I don't do nasty. This isn't very me. And I really like and respect it. I really, really like some of their stuff in the 90s, but there's something, there really is. I mean, some of the lyrics are so bad. They are so primitive. They're like a 13-year-old who's listening to Metallica, trying it out for themselves for the first time.
You got to start somewhere, is what I say.
But they're still at that stage. I mean, their album covers and they just don't pull it off somehow. The whole, I mean, but hey, what can I say? They've made it them far more. I made a record, and I can't talk. I can shut the fuck up because these guys have managed to keep going and keep being relevant enough to keep making albums for decades. Whereas what have I done? Borrowed 500 quid off my own mother to press 100 CDs with the promise that I would sell them and return most of the money. Well, I blew most of it or most of the money that got back, I blew on the launch party. And I think in dribs and drabs, she got about half of the money back, where I gave loads of them away instead of selling them because...
Yeah, but
because,
Tom, I've said it before, mate. The fact that you set that goal for yourself and accomplished it, was massive.
Yeah,
you
that's
wanted
a
to
huge
make your
deal.
own. You wanted to make your own music album. You did it. I've listened to it. I really like one of the songs. It's it's a massive accomplishment.
Oh, well,
You should feel
thanks,
proud.
guys. But nonetheless, it didn't exactly get massive traction. So
You
Annihilate-
miss all the shots you don't take.
well,
Wayne
Annihilator
Gretzky,
can quite
Michael
happily pat
Scott.
me on for everything I've said. Annihilator can quite happily pat me on the top of the head and say back to the nursery and be quite right. But
with a band name like Annihilator, I mean that's cringy as fuck. Especially if it's thrash metal. I mean, try hard much. Surprised they didn't call themselves Murder Grave or.
That sounds awesome. I'd totally listen to Murder Grave.
Copyright Richard, I'm
Murder
back
Grave,
to
right?
that one.
What can anyone think of any sort of either album titles or band names or anything, or things that I think really do work, unlike Annihilator and Murder Grave?
Band names that really work.
Yeah. 9 Inch Nails just rolls off the tongue. That's a great
Rolling
name.
Stones, good name. Aerosmith, good name.
Yeah, that really works somehow. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, Aerosmith. It flows. It sounds very natural. It's a great name for a band. And boy, have they written some good songs. What are our favorite Aerosmith songs, guys?
My favorite Aerosmith songs.
Yeah. And no
I
one's allowed
like
to say Armageddon. No one's allowed to say that one.
Pink. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Armageddon song, though it's a really sweet story, like how it got written.
I prefer the Newfound Glory version of that anyway.
I don't know.
I like Newfound Glory in general.
Newfound Glory, that's another good band name.
I think
Judas Priest, that's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know. What about there's a ministry side project called Revolting Cocks. And you go into record shops and buy albums by the Revolting Cocks.
They got one called The Screeching Weasels. The Flaming Lips makes me laugh every time I see the name, because it sounds like, maybe you got an STD.
I always liked charming. I always liked Life of Agony. I thought that
Life of Agony. I like Mindless Self-Indulgence is one of mine. They're very problematic, but I really enjoy them in the morning.
Don't let me forget. Speaking of STDs, Gabby has finished her medication. She asked me to mention that she's finished her course of.
Hell yeah, the Butthole Surfers.
Oh, that's a ridiculous name for a band. Oh, that is insane.
I love their song Pepper.
I don't know any of
One
their
of my
songs.
favorite songs. You do too. You just don't realize it.
That's like me and Aerosmith. I don't know any songs. I couldn't name you.
Walk This Way.
Yeah, no, let me finish. Let me finish my thought. I couldn't name you any song titles, but if you played me one of their songs, I'd probably recognize it.
Okay, I think a couple of Aerosmith. Now, I don't even know any Aerosmith from the 70s. I've never heard.
What?
I've never heard Rocks. I've never heard Toys in the Attic. I know the albums. I know of them, but I've never heard them. Not really, I don't think. There a couple of songs of theirs that are absolutely incredible.
You've never heard Dream On.
I don't, but I might know it. I might have to play it and then tell you if I recognise it, but I don't think so.
You've never heard Sweet Emotion.
Don't think so. Not 70s Aerosmith, no.
What?
Sorry, man.
How? Walk This Way?
Yeah.
Walk This Way is only good. Only
Everyone else
good
knows.
because of Run DMC though. Let's be honest. That's the
Yeah.
only reason Walk This Way is good.
Or it's the only reason it's really well
a
known was that
lie.
collaboration
It's a
and
good
that re-release.
song.
I think the song, if I think absolutely top Aerosmith songs,
Janie's
I
Got a
think,
Gun.
sorry?
Janie's Got a Gun is one of theirs.
Someone should take it away from her. We're talking about
Become- oh,
Aerosmith songs, Nikki.
yes,
Ragdoll.
yes.
Ragdoll.
Janie's Got a Gun is an Aerosmith song.
Yeah, what about Ragdoll?
I don't know if I know that one.
Oh, that's fun. Well, it's my turn. Oh, that is the best, man. Ragdoll, that's a fantastic song. It's a really groovy rock and roll song. It works. It's from Permanent Vacation, the album before Pump.
Really
It's
lovely.
groovy.
So let me think of
I cannot believe there's no way that you've went through your whole life and don't know 70s Aerosmith. I call bullshit. And
Well,
you just don't realize
To be fair,
okay,
to be fair, all right. Once the 80s happened, which was the best decade for music ever, all the other decades pale in comparison. So I'm with Tom on this one.
Wow. Their 70s shit is so good though.
But you don't know Ragdoll, and that's amazing. Oh, well, one of those tours was meant to be one of the most notoriously drug-riddled tours in the history of music. I think it was for Rocks. I think it was, but it was meant to be absolutely. They were off their tits the entire time.
Pretty sure. Yeah, Fleetwood Mac's another good band name.
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac. I don't know quite what that means, but it works. It rolls off the tongue.
I don't
Iron
think
Maiden.
it needs to mean anything.
Jefferson Airplane.
Iron
Yeah.
Maiden. Def Leppard.
Jeff,
REO Speedwagon.
or
Van
just
Halen.
Like,
Speedwagon.
where did that even come from? Like, but it just fucking works.
Oh, I got one. Napalm Death. I love Napalm Death. I've got some of their records on vinyl. I fucking love them. Although I
You're
did
an
find
odd bloke, Tom.
yeah, well,
Just-
probably.
Just like you're like this really strike me as this really buttoned up lad, but you're like Richmond from the IT crowd.
Okay. I'll take that as a compliment of sorts. Okay. Well, when it comes to titles and music, do any of you know the death metal band Cannibal Corpse?
Yes, I do.
No, I don't know any
Some-
death metal
they
bands.
they seem to have an ongoing competition with themselves to come up with the most revolting, stomach churning, ghastly song titles.
They really do.
They are from the gutters of they're from Satan's buttock crevice. Cannibal Corpse song titles. Nikki, do you know any?
Their song titles.
Yeah, Cannibal
Yeah,
Corpse.
hold
some of
on.
Cannibal Corpse's song
I'm
titles.
thinking. You've got.
No looking on the internet.
I'm not. I'm trying to remember because I've listened to a lot because I have death metal friends. I'm trying to remember.
I could probably come up with about 5 or 10 that are just ridiculous. They are.
Are they the ones that have one called like I Came Blood or something?
Yes, I Come Blood. That's a Cannibal Corpse song title. Yes. It's just to the point of farce. That's one. Shall I
Fucked
tell you a
with a
few more?
knife.
Yep, that's it. Fucked with a knife. That's one. Yeah,
I can't
charming
remember
songs
any.
they are.
I can't remember. I
Okay,
can't
I'll
remember
see
any
what
others.
I can think up. Force-fed broken glass.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I've not heard it. I don't know what album it's from or anything like that. What are some of their other absolutely delightful ones?
Here, I'm gonna Google it. Hold on.
Hammer Smashed Face, but that's quite mild by some standards.
Stripped, raped, and strangled.
Charming.
Yeah.
There's one that involves the C bomb, which I wouldn't actually dare speak. There's one that I would not be prepared to say. Nikki, you'll need to do the honors. You want to look up the word entrails. You want the Cannibal Corpse song beginning with entrails.
Okay.
I'm not prepared to speak it. I'm not even joking.
I like how it was like, I will not speak it, Nikki.
You're going to have to take the honors with this one.
Entrails ripped from a virgin's cunt. I've never heard of that one either.
Regrettably, I've
Beautiful.
encountered it at some point.
That'd take a lot of effort as well to do.
Yeah.
Oh, for
I
heaven's
mean,
sake.
actually, I mean, I've ripped a woman's uterus and stuff from her cunt. It was kind of difficult. So yeah.
What?
Yeah, effort.
Insert.
Effort. It's
Yeah.
not something you do for a laugh, is
Yeah,
it?
no, it takes a little bit of time and
upper body strength.
absolutely upper body strength. Believe
You
it
got to
or
really
not.
put the effort in to do that kind of thing. So
Yeah, there's a lot of
If-
wiggling back and
if
forth.
they manage to pull that off, then good for them. It's not
Yeah.
how I would spend a Saturday night, but
Whatever
takes all
makes them
sorts.
happy. Yeah. We try not to judge here.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. We totally judge. We
obviously we're going to
everybody.
judge the crap out of you, but yeah, I remember this now. This was the dick ghost. Just wouldn't give us that last piece of evidence. Look, sometimes you get dickhead ghosts that won't tell you what they are, and it takes ages to figure it out, and this is one of those times.
Well, did you tell it to stop being a dick?
Several times. If you had the sound on, you'd hear me use the spirit box to call him a bunch of, horrible names.
And it didn't kill you?
Nah, it was a shade. They don't ever hunt, really.
Lucky.
But you see, it's supposed to be EMF 5, and you can see it's not fucking doing the EMF at all. It was being a really uncooperative ghost, to the point where I was like to Crispy, are we even in the right house? Oh, there you go. There's a bit of a jump scare, but you need the sound on for it to really hit. But Oreo Speedwagon, yeah, I can't imagine where that name came from at all. I've been thinking about it since you brought it up, obsessing, really.
But isn't it a great name? Like,
It's a great name, yeah.
it sticks with you like Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought that? Like, whoever came up with it? But it just CCR. You just hear it, you know it.
Dun-dun, dun-dun. Yeah, I can't think of any other song they've ever done, though, apart from Fortunate Son.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
There's so many. Like, well, no. Like, come
So
on, what the hell?
many!
No,
So
Bad Moon
many.
Rising. They sing Bad Moon Rising.
Can't think of any specific ones just yet.
Seen the Rain. Run Through the Jungle. No? None of these? Can you?
No.
Wow. Are you guys just ignoring me, or did I lose my mic?
No, I said no. I've never heard any of these songs, and I don't know what Tom's doing.
Me, I'm not doing anything. I'm just
You
chilling.
have heard Bad Moon Rising.
No, I haven't.
Me neither.
Where have we been all our lives? We're a disgrace, aren't we?
My heart.
Yeah, Exactly,
hurts.
Gabby. Fortunate Son is the only song they ever did. They're like Nickelback. They only ever did
No.
one song, and the rest of the songs are the same.
Born on the
Nickelback. Oh,
Bayou.
don't make me laugh. Nickelback. I went to see them live and they just released Rockstar, and that song was a massive hit. They played the O2 Arena, and I was full of cold. I was not having a particularly good time, and we they knew that well over half the crowd would be there just for that one song, just to hear that one Rockstar.
Rockstar. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the only song they ever did that's any good. So yeah,
Well,
of course.
And so they delayed it in the set as long as they could. They put it as far back as they could to make us all sit through everything else. They opened the encore with it. So we had to sit through. I mean, some of the songs got a big enough cheer. They had 2 big hits before that. There's of course How You Remind Me, and there's that. There was one after that that wasn't half bad at all. What was that one? It's hard. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. No, maybe not the title, but the first line. Oh yeah. How the hell did we wind up like this? How were we able? Or something like that. That song.
Something
I don't
along
know.
those lines.
Yeah, it was one vaguely along those lines. Anyway, they did that, and that one was all right. They played that one, I think. I can't remember what it's called. I'd need to hum that into Shazam or something. And then,
Are we having fun yet? This Is How You Remind Me is the name of it.
that was the first one. Yeah, that was How You Remind Me. It was similar to it, but I think it might have been a couple of years after, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What's the first line of How You Remind Me? Oh yeah, couldn't make it as a wise man or something. Couldn't make it like a poor man stealing, something like that. But it goes similar. It says, How the hell did we wind up like this? I can't even sing at all. How were we able? Well, anyway, I'll look it up later. So they played it, but when they played that song, like everybody just got up and turned around, and there was only this handful of Nickelback faithful were interested in hearing anything beyond the first song of the encore when they'd finished Rockstar. I felt quite sorry for them, really. We legged it. We got up and scarfed. We were done.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
Hello. Yeah, that's funny.
everybody in the audience just got up and left after they sang that. Literally the only song they did that was any good.
Yeah. It really was.
Someday is the name of the song.
That's Someday. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll play it on YouTube later or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Oh. Okay. So, was anyone else? Was there anything we were meant to talk about tonight, or supposed to talk about tonight? I wonder.
With 15 minutes left to spare.
Well, I mean, over the last month, Richard and I haven't felt compelled to drag it out any longer than it naturally was.
Yeah, we do like to reach a natural conclusion instead of just dragging it out. Plus, you know, I love Kevin and everything, but he's very good at dragging it out for an hour.
Yeah, if he'd have been here, we'd have already been 10 past the hour.
Yeah.
God, do you remember, Richard? Do you remember the night I sent him to bed?
Good night, Kevin.
Yeah. Oh, it was exactly. By the way, it is exactly a year ago today that we had one of our most hilarious nights. I think was I reminiscing with you about this during the week, Richard? I'm not sure.
Was it when you got held up in a hotel?
Oh no, it wasn't. That wasn't that one. It was another of Tom's disasters. This was I had problems with the car. I couldn't lock the car, and without the alarm going off, and I just didn't want to leave it unlocked overnight. And Hannah was talking to a guy from our sort of 24-hour breakdown recovery, and they were going to have to send a guy from London, and we were like, oh my word. And then I locked it with the key, and I dealt with that the next morning. What the problem had been that my son had, in his infinite wisdom, bless his heart, popped the bonnet, and the bonnet was up, and I hadn't seen that, and that was why it wouldn't lock. And it was the car was trying to tell me that, but no, it was because the bonnet, and of course I couldn't see it. I'm trying all the doors and the boot, and anyway. So, but then the point was when I locked it with the key enough to lock the doors overnight, I bundled into the podcast, absolutely buzzing with adrenaline, my heart going 10 to the dozen, and I was all over the place. And Richard said, "Say one more time, just say it one more time. I dare you. I fucking dare you." That's what
you did say it. You did say it a lot. Oh, what was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh yeah, never trust Tom when he gives you advice about pot noodles. That's what I want to.
Well,
that's what I want to bring up.
Here we go. Go on then.
All right, yeah. Tell me what happened.
This motherfucker last week was like, "Oh, Richard,
too much.
You really need to try one of these doner kebab pot noodles. They taste exactly like a doner kebab, and they're delicious." And
they are not.
So I was like, "All right, if I see one, I'll keep an eye out." So I was in Asda today, and I passed the pot noodle aisle, and lo and behold, there was the doner kebab pot noodle. And I was like, "Oh, my mate Tom told me that these things are absolutely delicious. I'll pick one up and try it when I get home." So I take it home, boil the water, pour the water in. I like to fill it up a little below the line, so there's barely any water at all.
That's how I ate my pot noodles as well.
I give it a stir, and I leave it on the side for 5 minutes to fully cook. And then I take a bite out of it, and fuck me if it wasn't the most disgusting thing I've ever put in my mouth. And that includes what you're thinking of.
I'm so sorry. I can only apologize.
It just tasted like synthetic chemicals. Well, just like the chicken curry one, and the chicken and mushroom one, and the sweet and sour, which is my favorite, the sweet and sour one. They all taste of like what they're supposed to taste of. This just tasted like chemicals is the best way to describe it.
Maybe he likes the taste of chemicals. I mean, can't you see Tom like, eating on some paint chips?
Well, he does like the Impossible burgers. So, yeah.
There are some veggie burgers that I like better than actual burgers. So, it depends, really.
I wouldn't mind a veggie burger if you could put bacon and cheese on it.
Oh, we had veggie burgers for lunch today. They were absolutely bloody brilliant. Yeah, this is coming from the person who recommended you this gross pot noodle. Sorry. I mean, it tastes exactly the same as the doner kebab. I mean, how do you actually expect it to taste nice when doner kebabs taste the way they taste?
Doner kebabs are delicious. First of all, I would have made Nikki eat one in Ireland, but they're lamb, and she's deathly allergic.
Oh, yeah, I would have died. Didn't you order me one and forgot?
I did. I ordered you one, and then I was like, before they started cooking, "Oh shit, no! Get her a chicken one."
Yeah, you tried to kill me
several times.
Yeah, you're not very good at it.
Yeah, attempted murder is the best I can aspire to.
That's all right.
But yeah, that pot noodle was disgusting, and I blame Tom completely.
I'm the worst. I'm so sorry.
Yep. Yeah. Anything else, guys?
Nah.
Okay. Well, that'll.
Think so. There's probably a few more Cannibal Corpse songs I'll think of at the moment we close the show, but never mind.
Yeah, I think we've milked that particular topic for all it's worth. That'll wrap it up for this week. We will return next week, despite the hopes of many. It's good night from me, and it's good night from them. Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.